All right, so this is the guys over at Film Threat. Supergirl is a queer icon. We've got our favorite bobbleheads here getting ready to bless us with some knowledge from the straight side of the internet. Let's go.
Girl is a queer icon. Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. I always find it weird when straight guys immediately jump into like this gay affectation. I don't know. Is it something buried deep inside of them? No pause on that.
Oh my God.
Of course she is. She has to be.
And here is, a lot's coming out. Supergirl, you and I are seeing it actually Monday. Yep. We're seeing it. We'll have an out of the theater reaction. We'll have our review next week. And well, here is Millie Alcock at some press event saying it's somewhere in where they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And she's asked,
queer icon.
Yes. Is Supergirl a queer icon? Because everything has to be gay.
Yeah.
Everything. She's done many interviews. She's talked about this movie quite extensively. This is the first major question she's had about the queer angle of Supergirl. But everything has to be gay. Being a queer icon does not require that the target of that is an actual queer person or is acknowledging being a queer icon. Someone can be a queer icon just because the queer community looks up to them as an icon, even if they have nothing to do with the queer community. For example, the old school Wonder Woman TV show, the very old, the Linda Carter Wonder Woman TV show, is a classic example of a character that has been highly beloved and iconized. Is that the correct word? Iconized. I don't know if that's real or not. Highly beloved and looked up to as an icon from the queer community for years. And although it's become more and more obvious as time has gone on, in the beginning, it wasn't so obvious. In the beginning, it wasn't something they ever discussed, but it existed and it did happen. So because someone is looked up to as a queer icon does not require them to acknowledge or actually be that thing. It just happens.
Yes.
Let's see what she has to say. Let's see how she answers this.
Over the years, many fans have embraced Supergirl as a queer icon. What do you think is about Kara that inspires that kind of connection?
Loves it.
I think I played a few characters that might have a potential queer through line. I have many queer friends, so honestly, I'm kind of honored. I'm honored that that's happening. But I think because she doesn't live inside the binary of what we think a woman should be, that is what makes her so special and so exciting and so new. And yeah, I kind of thought that as well. I was like, she'd do what she'd want to do in that regard anyway. But yeah, thank you. Over the years,
you know what? I don't want to hate this movie. I don't.
You don't have to. What happens is you start diving into all of these niche interviews. This is one of probably hundreds of interviews that she's done. Hundreds of them. From this event, she probably did 20 or 30 little sound bites like this. But you find this one and you start to trash this one. Why don't you pull up other clips of her answering other questions about the movie where she's talking about the movie specifically, instead of this one clip where she's asked something by this reporter on the spot and she answers gracefully? What's the issue? Just find other clips. There's lots of them out there.
Want to hate this movie. But why do we keep getting things like this that don't help sell the movie?
Because this isn't the promotion of the movie. You guys, okay, this is a term, it's called earned media. Earned media is what this is called. It's not actual marketing. It is publicity that is done through like red carpet interviews and stuff like that, but it is not a paid advertisement. Therefore, it does not fall under the traditional form of marketing. Earned media. These guys would know what that is. At least I think Chris would know what that is, right? So they understand that. This isn't the same thing as like DC or Warner Brothers paying for ad space, paying for commercials, paying for things to be thrown up on videos. It's not the same thing. It's a completely different ecosystem. It is unpredictable, and it's something that's done just to drum up conversation about the movie, about these projects. It's usually used for niche stuff. Like you're doing an interview specifically for this magazine where the focus is men, then you would have an interview about something related to that, or a women's magazine or a fashion magazine or something along those lines, whatever it might be. That's what earned media does. It actually works in that space in that way. So when they talk about marketing, and they keep saying marketing, this is not part of the paid, curated marketing for Supergirl. It was a question asked on the red carpet from a reporter that had to be answered on the spot. That's what this was. It's completely different from like the quote unquote marketing that they're talking about. But these guys are so fucking insidious about the way they cover this stuff.
I don't think this is not doing the movie any favors. And I mean, when you look at the comments that accompanied this video that was on X, you know, these interviewers need to be barred for ruining the rep of movies before they even come out.
So why don't you actually address the culture of this instead of going after Millie or going after Warner Brothers or going after Supergirl or James Gunn? Why don't you address the culture of the bait questions that get asked on the red carpet? You could simply dismiss it. You could dismiss it. You could go, this is a bait question. I know that the answer is just going to be something that keeps her from getting in trouble, right? You could just brush it under the carpet and ignore it. But no, you are doing your best to make sure that your viewers and people that watch your content align this earned media situation, that they align that with the actual promotion of the movie instead of addressing the concept of like avoiding inquirer level questions, headline baiting questions. I don't think these questions really do much good either, whether it's queer positive or queer negative. I don't like this kind of stuff either, but the point is it exists. And you guys participating in this media, in this world, you know it, you understand it, and here you are playing like idiots. You're actually buying into what they're selling. There's a reason why you guys are the channels that cover this kind of stuff. This doesn't get plastered all over every queer outlet in the world. It's not something that queer people go around and tell. Well, she loves the gays. She loves the gays, right? Like, we don't do that. That's not a conversation that we have. You guys latch onto this stuff, and then you just go in on it over and over and over again, which is why I think the people that ask these questions do not think about what's going to happen after the question comes out and gets blasted all over Instagram. They just want the interactions. They're monetized accounts. They want the clicks on those accounts.
And then another one, wow, they're really either clueless or intentionally trying to kill the movie.
Furthermore, why the fuck are we reading tweets? Why the fuck are we reading tweets from random accounts?
Why would a family go to see a movie with their star blindly walking into landmines like this question?
So it's the think about the kids fallacy bullshit. What is her opinion about Supergirl being a queer icon? What does that have to do with the fucking movie? There's no fucking, even if it was, again, there's no issue if they wanted to have some romance in the movie, queer romance. But as far as I can tell, they don't have that in there. So unless the family stumbles across a random Instagram video, a less than 1 minute Instagram video from some random person, or, I don't know, maybe you guys amping up the volume on it on social media. Maybe you guys are participating in it. Maybe you guys are contributing to the problem that you're complaining about. And you're doing it with fake ass accounts on Twitter. Is there more on here that isn't reading tweets? Let's skip over this. I don't want to hear him read tweets.
So I don't know. I'm disappointed. Again, as I said,
Why are you disappointed? Are you disappointed that she was positively responding and cordially responding to admiration from the queer community? You're disappointed in that? Look, I need to run that back. You're disappointed in the fact that she didn't talk shit about queer people when a question about queer positivity was asked upon her.
this is more Wonder Woman. So I don't know. I'm disappointed. Again, as I said, I don't want to dislike this movie, but the more they keep showing, the more clips I see, the more interviews. It's not doing the movie any favors. I don't think they care about me as an audience.
Anyone who calls himself a critic with any shred of fucking ethics and dignity would not sit around going, I'm going to go view the movie, but I don't want to like it because of something that was said in a random interview. Needs to immediately be, their credentials need to be snatched away from them. Full stop. If you're a critic and your job is to go criticize the movie that you're watching, and you're sitting on social media and you're kind of, oh, I don't know, she said something good about gay people, it makes me not want to like the movie. How are you a fucking real critic at that point? How is this your job? How are you existing in the industry if this is how you operate and function? If she got on there and said she was MAGA and people were going, oh, well, she shouldn't say MAGA, she shouldn't say MAGA, she shouldn't say she supports Donald Trump, you would be crying that it's free speech. Why are people getting so mad? It's just her free speech. Could she not say something? It's Trump derangement syndrome. She can't say something positive about Trump without people jumping down her throat. That would be the response from you guys if she were saying something positive about the right-wing ecosystem. But because she's very cordial about a compliment about being a queer icon, you're disappointed. I don't know if I can watch this movie, guys. She had one comment on the red carpet where she was flattered about being called a queer icon. I don't know, fam. I don't know if I can watch this movie anymore. I'm not sure if it's going to work for me. I can't watch a movie if on the red carpet the actor is cordial and nice and responds nicely to people when they ask them about being a queer icon. I'm not sure if I could do that. Okay. Let's continue with this. I don't think it's going to get much better.
But if you are trying to appeal to families and girls, is this the best way, Alan?
Oh, that's right. You guys accused her of trying to appeal to women and families, but now she said something positive about queer people. Now all of a sudden she's not trying to appeal to women and families. I forgot. Sometimes I can't keep the narrative together. It just changes on a dime.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. No, I love the phrase, the binary of what a woman should be.
Right.
What is the
Is he really going to ask what does that mean? Hold on.
binary of what a woman should be?
Hold on. I want to run this back because I want to get the full quota there. Are you really going to tell me that these two guys who are older than me don't understand what that phrase means?
I love the phrase, the binary of what a woman should be.
What is the binary of what a woman should be?
Should be, yeah.
It means the perception we have as a culture on what a man and a woman should be. She's saying that Supergirl, I can't believe I have to explain this out loud to everybody watching because these two adult men here older than me don't understand this. They can't even follow the concept that a woman can only do womanly things and men can only do manly things. She's saying that Supergirl, at least in this movie, blends that together. She doesn't really fit into the shoe of either one of those things perfectly. In other words, she does some things that might be considered more masculine, more manly, and she also does things that might be considered more feminine and more womanly. It's a very simple concept. She didn't misspeak. She didn't say something that's hard to understand. Again, I don't understand how two men older than me who work in the entertainment industry do not follow along with simple language. She wasn't speaking in some weird alien language. She was speaking in English, and she made perfect sense.
I mean, I don't know where this language comes from. I mean, I do, but
What?
it's like it is the bastardization of the English language.
What? You're the ones that didn't understand what she said. How are you going to give her an English lesson when you didn't even understand what she was saying? Are we for real? What?
We're just making phrases up, making up concepts.
The binary attributes of what culture sees in men and women, it's not a concept. Here we are. They don't understand what the term binary means in relation to men and women. The stupidity and ignorance is just fucking crazy.
Again, I'll continue to ask the question: who is this movie for? So I think we've defined it's for women, it's for girls,
Is it?
And now it's for queer girls.
Because of this one red carpet question. These are not serious people. These are media grifters. Everyone, pay attention. This is what media grifting looks like. You pretend everything is all encompassing. You scream and claim outrage over stuff like this. You pretend that you don't understand what's going on when you totally do. You forget how the English language works because you got to make money on the clicks. You got to get people to tune in to make sure that they're on the same page as you. You have to preach to the dumbest fucking audience possible. So, because their audience doesn't know what the binary of a man and a woman is in culture, they have to pretend that they don't know. Because they're just like their audience. We're just like you. We are just as dumb and ignorant and stupid as you guys are. And we want you to know that we feel the same way you do. We're very confused. This one interview means that the movie must be for queer people. It must be for queer people and only queer people. That's it. Because this one random person asked her about queer people. She gave a positive answer. Movies for queers. Rainbows everywhere. So all you're going to see in the theater is Pride Month. Do they understand how fucking ridiculous it sounds?
This is the Marvels all over again.
There we go.
Congratulations.
There we go. And they're all on the same page. Captain Marvel, the movie, did over $1 billion. We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about the sequel, the one that didn't do well. And then we're just going to compare another woman's movie to that movie because they're both women. And we want this one to have that same vibe going into it, which is a flop, even though the Marvels isn't a bad movie. And it didn't deserve to do as badly as it did at the box office. It's irrelevant here because we're not talking about the quality. We're going to talk about red carpets. We're going to talk about interviews. We're going to talk about box office numbers. We're not going to talk about the quality of the properties that we discuss because that would be way too ethical.
You know, there's simple things that you could do and confront questions like this. Well, the movie really doesn't explore her sexuality. It's a much deeper movie than that.
Well, being a queer icon doesn't require sexuality. It doesn't require her to be a queer person. It doesn't even require queer people to be in the movie or the TV show. It doesn't require sex to even be present. Being a queer icon does not mean that you are a porn star. Do you not understand that? Are you really this stupid, or are you playing this stupid for your audience? It's just a question.
You know, that's how you can bypass a question like that. Look, I wanted the only question unanswered at this moment is does Supergirl want to free Palestine or not?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And why doesn't she?
Piece of the puzzle.
She with her laser eyes, she could be doing all of that.
Yeah. She could tear down that wall. She could free Palestine.
These guys are fucking awful.
She could do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about,
which we've learned will piss off Wonder Woman. But
yeah, no, I just think the problem is that one, it's these journalists that bait actors that are not well trained. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of the junket, interviews that have.
Yeah, I know they have to hit all of their greatest hits. It's just bigotry across the board. It's just that's essentially when you tune into these channels, it's just bigotry porn. That's all it is. It's edging material for bigots. Because they can't afford a VPN to get all the stuff they want to get.
Come out with Millie Alcock. They don't have her being interviewed alone. She is always paired with someone else, either the screenwriter or the director, Craig Gillespie. They will not have her do solo interviews. I think that says something. She's not particularly well media trained.
I love speculation like this. I love this. Let's speculate on how well Millie Alcock does in solo interviews because she answered a question very confidently and very cordially. I mean, are we being for real? For real?
I don't think she means to do this.
What did she do? What was wrong with what she did? Articulate what was wrong with what she did. All she did was she was thankful for the fans, the queer fans, because she has queer people in her life, and she was very fun about it. That was it. What did she do wrong? There's been no articulation of what the crime was that she committed. What did she do that was wrong in the interview? You guys know I'm very careful about the way I word accusations against people. But if you have a problem with her being nice and cordial about a very casual question about queer people appreciating her, then that only leads me down one highway. And that highway is homophobic. It's homophobia highway. That's the only thing it can be. Because you're doing the, what about the children? You mentioned like family-friendly movie or whatever. You've already done that. That's also another fallacy that is used against gay people. And now you're saying that like there's something wrong with her being nice about being given a compliment about being a queer icon. And again, no articulation on why that's a problem. It can only be homophobia.
She doesn't know how to wrangle out of being asked a question she could avoid.
Well, in her mind, it's not a controversial question.
It's not.
It's not meant to be a controversial question.
It's not a controversial question. I just know where this question is going to lead, which is why I was saying earlier that we're not addressing the headline chasing and the click chasing of the people interviewing, trying to get answers to these questions. We're not addressing that. We're addressing all the problems are being placed on Millie. And it's not even a problem, really. It's not even really a controversial question. So I don't only you guys would think it's controversial because we've already established that there's some homophobia going on here.
And I can tell you, her handlers probably love her answer.
Yeah,
there was
but
nothing
the
wrong with her
studio
answer.
That would like this movie to do well at the box office are probably none too happy.
Yeah.
So people are not going to see the movie because they're homophobic? Who would see that interview and go, yeah, she's okay with queer people, not going to see the movie? Not going to see the movie. What a dumb video.